mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Goodbye, everybody, I've got to go, gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Mama, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, when you do the fun, done go. Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Magnifico. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from his monstrosity.
Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? Build a wall, no, we will not let you go. Build a wall, we will not let you go. Build a wall, we will not let you go. Let me go, will not let you go. Let me go, will not let you go. Let me go. No. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has the devil put aside for me, for me, for me. So you think you can stone me and save my life? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right around here.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into Cobra Cast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here for the second stream on a Thursday. And everybody enjoys the Bohemian Trump City intro because, of course, they do, because it's awesome. And hell yeah. But look at that. We got Mark Millen with the pre-stream chat grift tax. That's right. Kate Banfield says pre-game grift with pork chop sandwiches. X-Wing would be proud. I also saw many of you, Aaron James, Ladybug, discussing the demographics potential. Okay. So Aaron James says, we need a demographic update. The snake pit has increased in awesome ladies. Ladybug says he makes money off of women. I would know. I think he made like at least 200 off of simp money. So Remember, historically, we've been at around 95% male, 5% female. So I looked it up based off of that discussion. I got some news for everybody. Aaron James is correct. We are now up to nearly 11% female representation in the snake pit. That is current right now. In the last 28 days, we have increased double of the women around here. So there you have it. Now the chat's like going full Valboski. Hello, ladies. Now everybody's excited. Everybody's like, I got a shot. I got a chance. Jeremy's using the beauty filter. I'm not, but listen, if I need to, hang on. This is how you increase it, okay? Look at this. All right, now, no beauty filter. Now watch. Boom. Beauty filter turned on. Look at that. Look at that right there. That beauty filter works. This is how you get the female audience. Look at that beauty filter. Not a blemish. Not a blemish. Okay? Now we'll turn it off and all the ladies will go away. There it is. No more. Damn. Well, we had a chance. So, Kate says 10%. Bitches, we sound like a club. Nandy says Alex Jones is on Timcast right now. New Ayatollah in a coma. That's per Alex Jones. So honestly, I had this stream on earlier. Okay, Alex Jones is drunk as fuck. It was amazing. All right, Alex Jones is completely drunk. And I couldn't stop watching. Alex is just completely plastered.
All right. Well, there was rumors last week, we had talked about it, that he got wounded. He's fine. Then they said they amputated his leg. He didn't show up for his own coronation ceremony or whatever. Now they're saying he's in a coma. I would not be surprised if in 2 or 3 days they're like, yeah, he's dead. And the reason,
I think he probably is dead.
I don't know for sure, but I think they do have good reason. Strategically,
well, they dropped 30,000-pound bombs on you,
right? But the Iranian government's not going to want to admit that the United States has repeatedly.
I will say, I don't envy Tim Pool right now because it's been tough for him to manage the conversation. It's been so funny because Alex, this is what Alex does. It's amazing.
Just killed all of its leaders, its new leader, and wiped out their government. That and the people might actually revolt and the chain of command breaks down. So they're going to say, no, he's alive. Here's a statement to keep the confidence going that they exist, to try and outlast Trump because Trump's politically vulnerable right now. But I think it'll be concluded in a few weeks if Trump really does escalate bombing campaigns. And that doesn't mean we win. It doesn't mean the government is over. What I'm saying is we may stop striking, they may stop striking, but nothing may be resolved.
No, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, here's the deal. I want an exit strategy here. And I would love your rhythm wheel listen.
He is completely fucking drunk. He's slurring and shit. Alex is completely done.
I said when it started 12 days ago, I said, it started, I think it's not going to work. I hope they fail. I hope they fall right now. But it didn't happen. But I'm not a rocket scientist. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs and all the other reports told him it probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And my listeners are like, you're a Qatari agent. No, like the Pentagon said, don't do it because it's a roll of the dice.
You're a Qatari agent.
Didn't work.
What's up with all this, like the Israel stuff?
That's retarded. I've never been to Israel. Don't do with Israel. Anytime I'm like, people are like, it rained today. Israel did it. I'm like, well, no, it's like,
the reason I ask you is because you've got more experience in the independent media space, particularly when it comes to government conspiracy, psychological operations, and all that. And you've been here longer than anybody else. And then all of a sudden, over the past 6 months,
it rained today. It's Israel's fault.
dramatic shift online where now everyone's just talking about Israel doing everything all the time. Like all the conspiracy stuff that you've talked about when it comes to liberal economic order, Project for New American Century, all that is just gone now. No one cares. None of that exists. It's just Israel did it.
It's because Qatar doesn't lie about it. They spend like $20 million a year on this. And so it doesn't mean that stuff about Israel isn't true. They have changed the whole subject into that instead of China and the EU trying to censor Americans. So I like, hey, the EU's trying to arrest Elon Musk with huge fines. Or Brazil, shut up, Israel. So it's kind of like a public woke up like a baby duck, kind of imprints on the first thing it sees. So the public woke up, and so the Muslim Brotherhood, which Qatar funds, said, oh, the first thing you see is Israel, which Israel deserves in many ways, but it's also retarded because now the baby duck woke up and all it sees is Israel.
Yeah.
And so it's retarded.
Yeah, the conversation I often have about it is that, like, certainly criticize Israel for their
Tim has no sense of humor. This is pure comedy, but at the same time, Tim being so serious makes it so much better because Tim is trying to run a well-structured, organized show. And Alex is completely shit-faced. It's amazing.
Machinations and whatever it's trying to do. But there's a whole bunch of other foreign policy and special interests around the world that the U.S. is involved in that has nothing to do with the Middle East.
Well, exactly. I'll cover China running like half the Democrats with proof, and half the comments are, why covering up for Israel? It's like they don't. I cover literally like there were fires and floods in Texas a few months ago, and half the comments were, why cover for Israel? There's like can't cover a flood, can't cover a fire, can't cover. It's just Israel, because it's all they know, and they think that's the secret thing. That's the special little treat.
I think social media is doing it on purpose. And the reason people think this is because it's being blasted into their feeds 24/7, which triggers other people to blast.
No, I agree.
So I have a theory that I think that there are genuine people out there that do believe the Israel stuff. I absolutely there are people that have done deep dives on this, and they can give you all of this information about why they think it's true. And I actually have no problem. I respect that. But I also believe that there's a ton of people, because this is how the internet works. There's a ton of people that are just shit posting, and it's fun to them, and they're just doing it for the lulz. And that happens. And it's just such a powerful thing with the memes, with the ties, with the Epstein, with all of that. It's most of the people are just fucking around.
The system wants this clash. That's what I explained.
Well, they want to divide and conquer people. They want people fighting each other based on superficial differences. The first thing I kind of think about here is Cass Sunstein, Obama's information czar. He literally wrote the white paper on disinformation, and he talked about how he needed to hijack legitimate criticism by making it seem crazy. He literally wrote the book. He was also connected to Epstein, too.
He said we'll discredit it.
I'll never forget when back during the Republican National Convention. Yeah, it was Republican National Convention, and Quartering was there. My good friend Jeremy from the Quartering, my great friend, my wonderful friend who sent me a heartfelt apology through clickbait and ad revenue. But I was there with the Quartering, and the Quartering was there. Luke was there, and he introduced me to Luke. And Luke had no idea who I was, and so he was like, oh, hey, this is, Jeremy from Geeks Gamers, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then Quartering was like, yeah, this guy makes more super chats than Tim does. And Luke's like, oh, hey, man, hey, so where are you from? Hey, yeah, you should come on my show, man. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. So, and it's like, yeah, I'm not coming on your fucking show, but I appreciate the invite. But as soon as Quartering said that, Luke, all of a sudden he's like, oh, hey man, would you like to come on my show? I'm down in Miami. I'd love to have you on. I'm like, no.
Discredit it by putting out fake actors out there that will make theories that sound really crazy. So you destroy any kind of legitimate criticism or question.
And then Nick Fuentes, who's critical of Israel, is banned from YouTube, and Candace Owens is put up on the front page.
Yeah. Well, but here's my deal. People ask why I attack Candace Owens. she says ice melts at 30 degrees. And she says, I'm a time traveler. I mean, it's just like
Charlie was a time traveler.
Yeah, he was a time traveler. Exactly. I'm just like,
Why did she wait, Alex? She didn't say you were a time traveler, Alex. She said Charlie Kirk was a time traveler.
and she says, I'm a time traveler. I mean, it's just like
Charlie was a time traveler.
Yeah, he was a time traveler. Exactly. I'm just like, I'm not even saying I trust TPUSA. I'm not saying they're going to cover up of Charlie Kirk, but I cannot buy Mitch Snow with a hammer, convicted of beating his wife with a hammer, and then he puts the story out. She attacked me with a hammer, and Candace goes with it and raises $200,000. And I'm just like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's just crazy.
Let's jump to this story. This we got this video that's going viral from Mario Nawful. He says, Netanyahu, quote, "We will make it to the return of the Messiah, but this will not happen next Thursday." And so this video has been making the rounds, of course, it's got 400,000 views. And there was an article written a few days ago, Israel is gripped by messianic fervor for a biblical war. Now, there's another video that's massively going viral where everyone's saying that he said return of the Messiah, as if to imply he believes in Jesus Christ. When you actually
he's Jewish Messiah.
No, it says return. The Jews believe the Messiah has not come. So if Netanyahu says the return of the Messiah, that means he thinks the Messiah has already been here.
Did he say that?
So here's what I've
Tim is trying to set up the topic, and Alex is just derailing him.
found in the transcript when you ask for a translation through Grok or whatever, it says in Hebrew, in what he is speaking, it can be paraphrased either way, as in the era of the Messiah or the return of.
Well, David was the Messiah, so he returns under the Jewish law.
They do believe that David was a Messiah.
He was the art. He was the art. Yeah, he was the precursor.
I thought they haven't had their Messiah yet.
No, but it's all. David was the Messiah. He returns.
Well, either way, that is a component of why people have been sharing this clip quite a bit. But this plays into one of the theories. It's kind of interesting. This video is coming out now. There are a lot of people that are suggesting.
No, I haven't seen this yet.
Oh no,
I'm saying we actually study the Old Testament. Everything's a precursor. So
yeah,
David is the precursor to the Messiah.
Yeah, it says that the Messiah will come from David's family line.
Yeah.
Well, so then again, my understanding is that return
is just
he means
translation. The return of David.
So indeed, what's
By
interesting
way,
about this is
the star.
Man, I respect Tim for trying to keep this train on the tracks, man. But this is excellent entertainment right here, man. Like, this is fantastic. This really is.
Anyway, sorry.
The reason why this is picking up steam is that one of the theories amongst those who believe Israel runs everything is that they're trying to make everyone hate them because they have to go to war with the world in order to trigger the return of their Messiah. So if there really is this, as this article said, messianic fervor, and then you get Netanyahu literally saying we will make it to the return of the Messiah, but not by next Thursday, a lot of people are jumping on this and saying, straight from the man's mouth, they are doing a lot of this.
I think that it's not all the Jews, but certainly there's different Jewish interests that get, when they're attacked, they get more power. Netanyahu has been indicted. Netanyahu would be in jail right now. And so
why isn't he?
By him being under attack, he stays in power. So I'm not going to judge him on, his weird Supreme Court battles. It's all so confusing. See, I just say I knew the answers. It's so confusing. I don't know. But definitely they are invoking this messianic stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think he's like creating war to stay in power? I mean, I'm not saying you're saying this, but that he would be creating war to stay in power.
He said like 3 years ago or 2 years ago when they did October 7th, he said, we'll look at why there was a stand down later once the war's over, but the war never ends.
Yeah, wars are meant to be continued, and there's a lot of soldiers that are literally talking about this being a holy war for them, so they could bring in the third temple. Albert Pike talked about a lot of this stuff. 1871, he wrote a letter about World War III, and it's absolutely crazy.
1871, he wrote about World War III.
Yes.
What? So he knew they were going to be the first two. He didn't tell anybody about it.
No, he talked about World War I. He talked about World War II, and then he talked about World War III, and he talked about the Jews fighting the Muslims in this world that will bring in the demon. Will bring in the kind of demonic order. So this is.
Is Alex Jones drunk? Yes,
I've
he
been talking
is.
about this for
He's
about
drunk.
12 years.
That's why we're watching it.
About this.
It's so
Wait,
weird.
I'm sorry, real quick. Just don't forget what you're going to say. Albert Pike statue.
Living through
And that's my point, is that
AI judges.
I literally don't hate Jews. Like, I don't sit with a big heart on and like I fall on a banana peel blowing Jews.
This is so good. This is so good. Oh man.
Before yesterday,
and that's my point, is that
AI judges.
I literally don't hate Jews. Like, I don't sit with a big heart on and like I fall on a banana peel blowing Jews. But now Israel is literally every step you can to make it all about Israel, which is not. It's China and the EU and all these powers, and it's just like constantly, oh, we're here. No, we're the. It's like I'm smart enough to go like, what's going on here? Like
every country has their own interests, and people that think that everything is about Israel they're totally overlooking the fact that every country has their own interests. They have their own agency and they have their own plans. There are times where like the U.S. interests and Israel's overlap, but it doesn't mean that Israel's in control of everything.
But to that point, I agree. I understand what you're saying, Alex, that they are trying to take the spotlight in all of these affairs.
Exactly. Israel wants the attack.
He can't get to his topic. Tim wants to get to his topic so he can make a clip, so he can have a video uploaded. And Alex, they've already tried to share the screen once, and Alex derailed Tim's intro. Now they're trying to do it again. This is amazing.
Because then there are people who get behind them. So it's not like Israel's involved in all the bad stuff, but they're like, okay, we'll be the villain. It's just like, I'm just like,
I actually think, if you take a look at the latest media moves over the past several months, like the purchase of CBS and TikTok, there is a what did you used to call it, Alex? Problem, reaction, solution. So
whether Elson buying it up.
Whether it's intentional or otherwise, you have this burst of anti-Israel and, quite honestly, a lot of anti-Semitic content. Then this triggers prominent, wealthy millionaires and billionaires, Jewish and otherwise, to buy up these platforms to ban that content. So, in essence, by having this large burst of anti-Semitic or anti-Israel content, you then create the circumstances by which you can get powerful interests to shut those things down.
Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate that.
And I don't know what the end game is. I'm just like, I'm against Israel trying to start a nuclear war, but I'm also not against Israel. I'm just like, man, I'm done. Like,
I'm fairly ambivalent. Foreign affairs is foreign affairs to me. It's crazy to me that there are people hyper for and against. No, I understand why people would be for it, especially if you're Jewish and you're Israeli. But the fact that there are so many people in the United States who are for and against it, who are neither, that's strange to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, we can talk about China
but you
all
now
day.
See how Iran, because they're willing to kill their own people. 2 days ago, I said Iran is belligerent. They're emboldened. It's like, oh, you're a Qatari agent. I haven't got the check yet. My point was they don't care. They're willing to die. So I'm saying, like, what do you do when you're faced with this?
Yeah.
Like, this is cuckoo town.
Packy Protest says, shout out to the based X mod who unsuspended my account after 2 hours. The woke one that suspended me should be fired. Well, I'm glad you got it back. Guns and Butter says encore. And then bro, this is the best intro ever. I don't know if you guys are using sarcasm, so I won't play it anymore. I'm now you guys have evolved so much by responding to my sarcasm. I'm having trouble understanding your sarcasm. So now I've created kind of a problem here. Now my sarcasm has reached such levels that now you guys are responding with sarcasm, and I can't tell which way the sarcasm is going. Interesting. Pork chop sandwich for $1. Thank you. Jennifer says mutilization tax, a new word. Little Jim Taylor says ladies of the snake pit tax. Packy Proton says the impossible task. Help me find a woman. She doesn't have to be a wow as Krista, but it'd help. Simp mode, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Sending super chats to a low tier YouTuber is not a good way to find women. However, I have it on good authority that the more money you send to my stream, the better your chances are at getting a hot chick. Now, I don't know that for sure. Okay. I don't know that for sure. But when you start dropping bombs in the chat, the ladies are like, oh, really? Oh, really? Alex just walked out? Really? Okay. Hang on. No, he didn't. Did he really? like on the stream? Why's he got a hat on? The hell?
Too late. They're there right now.
Dangerous.
Real Alex Jones on X. Did you get it?
But imagine a giant Joe Rogan pussy right up there.
No.
Wait, what? What? What is happening right now?
Hours.
I want to come back.
You are allowed. That is always that is acceptable.
Here for 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Do not visit Real Alex Jones on X. Do not follow it.
Too late. They're there right now.
Dangerous.
Real Alex Jones on X. Did you get it?
But imagine a giant Joe Rogan pussy right up there.
No.
I mean, elevated,
like a jellyfish.
teleported up into Joe Rogan's vagina.
I think you don't want to leave. I think you want to keep talking about this.
He is gone.
I want the memes of Joe Rogan's vagina. You imagine how big it's about to be.
You know, the thing about Joe is like the story gets a lot of traction, which creates this ripple effect where Joe's just a guy with an opinion. And I think he's got pretty good opinions. I agree with a lot of them. I disagree with some of them. And then we end up leading our story.
I like how Tim is taking a comment from Alex Jones about Joe Rogan's vagina. And Tim is like, you know, the thing about Joe Rogan is, and I really respect Joe Rogan. Like, what? But honestly, credit to Tim. Tim's seriousness and autism to kind of balance out Alex Jones' craziness makes for a fucking awesome show.
Because all these websites start running Joe Rogan's opinion as if it's the biggest news of the day. Like Joe Rogan said a thing. And then the issue for us is this is what people are asking us about. Like, hey, did you see what Joe Rogan was saying about the UFC and this UFC fight? And then I'm like, okay, I guess. Like what was it, a couple days ago?
Yeah.
They were like, I think that Joe Rogan questioning the war in Iran.
Yeah, okay, Tim, it was fun. John freaking Murdoch says, best intro ever. Well, I didn't see the intro, just supporting the chat. Hail IDOTS, hail the 199, and happy Jessica. It was the Bohemian Trump City intro, John freaking Murdoch, just so we're clear. All right, so I want to see what else Alex has to say, okay?
Is big. And it's because he sort of represents independent voters.
The everyman.
Exactly.
What did he say?
So when he has an opinion, sort of represents independent voters.
The everyman.
Exactly.
What?
So because he sort of represents independent voters.
The everyman.
The everyman.
So when he has an opinion, all these news, let's write about it. I'm sure that's actually pretty weird for Joe, who's just a comedian hanging out with his friends doing a podcast, but he represents the middle of the road voter. So everybody has to be like, if there's a middle of the road voter is going to say a thing, we have to run it. And he's the avatar.
Archetype.
He's the avatar of it. So Joe, that's why you represent the middle of the road.
Weeks?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll come back next week as I'm ready to go.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right,
Talk to Lisa. She'll get you set up.
You did well, Lord Vader.
Do it.
Do it. I love you guys.
Do it. All right, man. Thanks
Thanks,
for coming,
Alex.
brother.
Good.
Take care of yourself. Man.
Use the
Love
force,
you guys.
Jones.
Luke
you-
Radowski. I knew this guy like 20 years ago.
You did.
21 years now.
21 years.
First time we met, hotel room.
No.
It got creepy.
Pete, that's a joke. When we first meet,
We met in Chicago during the 9/11 Truth Rally with the Lone Lantern Society,
yes.
and we were bullhorning down in downtown Chicago for the 9/11 Truth Rally.
And here we are. You believe
Yeah.
this?
21 years later.
Back to the loose change days.
Man.
Back to those days where we had the family members, the rescue workers, the survivors of 9/11 all speaking out and coming together, asking
What's
for
crazy
the
is I know
truth.
you like 20-something years in.
Yeah, 21 years. Yeah, 2000 what was it,
Good
2006. 2006 we met, we rallied. We met through the loose change, Jason Burmis and all those guys. And it's been a crazy ride. We didn't talk for 10 years, but that's okay. We had a fight, but it's all right. Yeah. But that's how it goes sometimes.
Doesn't he look like Bill Maher?
And Putin and Bill Maher had a baby. That's me.
Exactly. If Putin and Bill Maher had a baby, it's him. All right, I want to come back soon.
Yeah, anytime, brother.
Love
Anytime.
you guys.
Take care,
Let me
man.
finish to sleep.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Love you guys.
Let's go back to talking about the Claude having a soul.
Claude having a
He's not leaving. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. He still hasn't left.
giant pee-pee.
It's got a soul.
Claude has an 8-foot dick.
So here's I think the big issue comes down to this. By all means, you can argue it doesn't have a soul, it's not alive. But if you put a human being behind a chat, like if you were chatting with a human being, then you had a chat with Claude. The point is you can't tell the difference.
Yeah,
a human being can't tell the difference.
Well, a lot of people are treating AI like their god. They're using them for
Robbie go.
every, yeah. Let's get Robbie in here.
Actually,
I want to hear what he was saying.
Matrix. They're gonna be
it is
The speed. But then when
We see
Drew thought, no, we'll be human, it's even better, and that's why there's this demonic fluidity through humanity. Is that?
Yeah, it's going against the plan.
So is human an aberration?
It's copying God's plan. We're all avatars. We're already possessed. Exactly. It's jacking into that.
And the AI is just another evolution of that.
AI is our collective unconscious through computers. So we see it. It's like the looking in the water. You know, it's the narcissism.
But then wouldn't humans be the narcissism of the spirit?
Yeah, that's the paradox.
Is he drunk? He is gone. So when I turned on Timcast, I saw Alex was on, so I turned it on because I rarely watch the show. But I saw Alex was on, and as soon as he started talking, I said, "Dude, he's a little tipsy." And apparently it got worse throughout the show. And this is amazing.
I think humans are good, but then I see us, we have to kill to survive. Like, how horrible.
See, the mistake you're making is that you assume
Plants and animals, we have to kill them to survive.
and you have a myopic view of reality that killing is inherently bad. Murder is bad because it's a reckless killing for no reason. But killing an animal to eat it is not bad. In fact, it is good.
And a lot of
if you listen to a lot of the futurists and stuff like that, they're talking about things like, you know, disassembling Mercury or disassembling the moon.
I need to see a stream with Alex Jones drunk and Ryan Kennel drunk. For those of you that have never seen Ryan drunk, Ryan becomes extremely nice and complimentary. It's kind of disturbing, to be fair, because Ryan being nice just does not line up at all. It just doesn't. But it that would be gold. And now what you're probably going to see for those that are going to come to MegaCon, you know, there's you will probably see Ryan drunk. So that will happen. And he's really nice. It's disturbing. It really is. You know,
and to be able to build like a Dyson sphere around the sun to be able to power all the stuff that they're talking about. So there's some really far-fetched, crazy ideas that the futurists have. They're talking about uploading their
rewind 26 minutes ago where Alex was coughing. Oh, there it is. Okay, hang on. Good call. Good call. Good call. Thank you.
So with you and Michael Malice, they took that one down. I called you guys up, said, come back, we're doing it again. And then they didn't touch that one because Luke is right. I think they opened the door and said, everyone come on through, and they're going to try and drop the guillotine on everybody in the next year or so. The Democrats win the midterms. That censorship is going to come back tenfold.
Yep. Maybe.
Yeah, all these conservatives are like, oh, we've won. Everything's great. No, we haven't.
No.
I'm on 2 years is next tomorrow.
Do you see any other future than the AI overlord machine state?
If humans learn to recognize authentic human stuff and promote it, we win. And you can see what's real, what's not. We have to promote what's real.
Well, how old are you now, Alex? 52?
Bless you, sir. You want water?
He's got water.
You good?
You all right?
I'm tired.
Oh man, my stomach hurts from laughing so much.
You all right?
I'm tired. Yeah, no, we're winning.
So the reason I ask you is because I think the younger generation is going to be put in the matrix. They're going to be given the neural link. They're going to be plugged in, and they're going to choose to play video games all day where they can be wizards fighting dragons.
Me and Dan were actually talking about this morning. I did Dan Holloway's podcast.
I listen. This is where Tim is a phenomenal host, and I've said this time and time again. For all of my issues with Tim and all of that, like the dude runs a good show. If I was in Tim's position, I would be dying of laughter. I would have tears. You've seen me on Main Event when something funny happens. Like I just can't, man. I love laughing at crazy shit. So like I would be in tears, whereas Tim is just like stone cold, like focused on making the show go forward. I respect it. I do.
Podcast. And
Okay.
okay. Okay.
I'm gonna leave it a minute.
And it's super important, like that people not decide to not like be active in the real world, right? Like you have to make the decision to go out and do things that are hard. You have to make the decision to go out and do things that challenge you, because that's how you grow and that's how you make your life better. If you just say, oh, you know, I'm gonna sit around and play video games and not actually be active in life, you're gonna end up with a whole generation of just people that are like in the pod, and it's going to be the end of society.
Asked a question, Brad, about allergy attack.
What?
Humanity's powerful. We're going to win. But yeah, the censorship's been incredible. It's been totally insane, and we're going to win in the end. So it doesn't matter.
I hope so. I've grown quite fond of living.
I mean, I think I'm going to put my mind in a machine and just keep reminding people that they're in the machine, because people are going to be in there, living there, and they're going to forget.
Loser alter ego's mad about my title, but to be fair, I was only putting my title up for clickbait, but in reality, my title worked out perfectly. This is crazy.
Then you need somebody like Neo to go in there and like bend the walls with his mind and remind people.
Are you of the opinion?
Wake them up.
Here's what's going to happen. I am going to take every episode of Timcast IRL with Ian on it. I'm going to upload it into Grok or whatever, and I'm going to create an AI version of Ian, and we're going to put an LCD screen here with just like a microphone, and it will just be Ian. And we don't need to clear.
Let's be clear. What we do now before the AI takeover programs the AI. And so everything we do now has 1,000 times the effect.
He's losing InfoWars soon. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I believe that. I've heard that for about 3 or 4 years now, that he's losing that he's losing InfoWars. So I'm not sure I'm gonna buy that one this time around. But we'll see what happens. Ladybug says, hail to the ladies of the 199 tax. Thank you, Ladybug. Appreciate that. Logan says, keep the straight filter on. It helps. Kate says, if only there was a 10% patch for the girls of the snake pit. There might be. There might be. I mean, now that we've reached almost 11% female audience around here, we'll see. Logan says, drunk Alex is the best Alex. This is fucking awesome. Packy Proton says, Alex Jones wants to watch the Boat movie and has a tree on his house. New York radio listeners will get that. Vault 199 Gamer says, rather Alex derail Timmy than to let him talk tax. A Rod Z says, sarcasm paradox, which is what I've created on this show. Packy Proton says, I'd almost say I'm sloshed now, but I don't drink. Instead, I'd say I'm running out of options. So try something crazy for women hunting. Alex has gone bye-bye, Egon. But what have you got left? Default says, having to deal with the drunk off his ass Alex Jones sounds like both an absolute nightmare and one of the best nights ever. Bros in another dimension. He really is. BRG says, did you see where the Old Dominion shooter was deleted by ROTC cadets? We're going to talk about that. I was planning on talking about that sooner, but this Alex Jones thing just kind of popped up. So Bubba Doom says, Alex Jones blowing chunks tax. Hemorrhoid Hurt says, hey, Mage, someone just told me that if I make a super chat that you could organize a date with Krista. If not, maybe a crank start from Mike. I'll talk to Mike. If you're interested, I think it would require a lot more super chats for Krista. I mean, listen, I know how to grift that one. So we're talking a lot more super chats if you really want me to work that one for you. But Mike, yeah, I can get Epic Mike, no problem. I mean, $5 super chat, so you know what I mean? Heavy D says that this is the funniest shit I've ever seen. Let's continue.
Like, we are programming the AI right now. So this is very important work we're doing.
It's always darkest before the
Yeah.
dawn, and history always tells a tale of humanity almost losing, almost being defeated, and then during the key battles of time, humanity usually prevails. And I pray we prevail again, but it involves us getting involved, getting activated, not being afraid, not being in the fear paradigm. Because when you're in that fear consciousness, that's when they take over. That's when they rule you. That's when they control you. So we have to understand, we have to fight for what's beautiful, what's amazing, and that is humanity, that is human beings coming together and understanding that we're not each other's mutual enemies. The Epstein client list is.
I can't take Luke seriously, not with his TDS. I just can't. Yeah.
No, we built the AI. We're amazing.
The global elites, the powerful Silicon Valley millionaires and billionaires, view the AI as the next step of human evolution, of life evolution, and they view us as archaic. And many of these people want to be. They want.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave it there. We saw a lot of the highlights of Alex Jones being completely shit-faced, and it was awesome. That's on tonight's Timcast IRL. Alex is no longer on the show because he left because he was too drunk and too tired. So yeah, man, that was good stuff right there. That was funny as hell. Dark Schwartz Rising for 20 says, "Don't fall for it, fellas. I super chat fairly often, and my girlfriend just dumped my ass." Could it be because you super chat too much? I hope not. I hope not, Dark Schwartz Rising. Or is that Dark Schwartz Rising's kind of subtle way of letting the ladies of the snake pit know that, hey, I'm single now? Maybe. That might be what it's all about right there. Hang on just a minute. All right, never mind. I thought we were having a fucking earthquake. All right, look at here. This is the update right here, okay? Just so we're clear. 11% female audience right now, okay? So the chances of you getting laid by super chatting on CobraCast now have increased by a lady, okay? By a lady. So the chances are we went from 5% to nearly 11%. Okay. So things are looking pretty good. So that's the chance right there. One of those is Haba. Says, who said that in the chat? Where did it go? I can't even see it. The chat's moving too fast now. But one of them is Haba. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this really quickly. This is a little update from the story from earlier before then. I got to show you this meme that I saw. Okay. Now, you guys know I'm a big fan of Breaking Bad. We talk about it often, okay? So if you've seen Breaking Bad, you will appreciate this meme as much as I do. Where's the money, Skylar? I gave it to Israel. Yes. This is amazing right here. Oh my gosh, that is so freaking great. If somebody could recreate that moment, like with like some AI, that would be the coolest thing ever. Oh man, love it. But anyway, the latest update we have is right here. DHS confirms the Michigan synagogue attacker was an immigrant from Lebanon. That's right. Immigrant from Lebanon. He arrived in the U.S. in 2011 on a visa and was quickly granted citizenship by the Obama administration in 2016. President Trump needs to bring back the Muslim immigration ban. So that's where we are right there. I would say I'm shocked, but I'm absolutely not shocked at all. And neither are any of you. And that's just the reality of the situation. Nobody is shocked. So yeah. That was happening today. We also had a situation in, what was it, Virginia, I think, that we had a situation in Virginia as well. So it was kind of a crazy day, man. Kind of a crazy day. Now, we have also got some updates from the situation with the Ayatollah. President Trump believes that the Ayatollah is still alive. The new Ayatollah, by the way. President Trump says the Iranian supreme leader, this is the old Ayatollah's son, he believes he's alive but damaged. I think he's probably alive in some form. So that's what President Trump believes right now. Now, we also have an update here. U.S. vows forceful response after new Ayatollah's threats. Here we go.
Watching this live for a while. This is the capital of Lebanon. New video of Beirut as Israeli airstrikes are hitting the city center. Operation Epic Fury now approaching week 3 with no sign of slowing down. U.S. forces continue to target the regime's military infrastructure. However, Iran is retaliating, launching attacks at our own key ally, Israel. And today, Iranian state media shared the very first statement from the so-called selected new supreme leader since his appointment, since they selected him. Here's part of it. We didn't hear from him directly, of course, I should mention that. We didn't hear his voice. They say that this is his handwriting, and they had a member of state-run TV read it aloud. It did show an image of him. It's a headshot, while that person read the prepared statement from Muqtada Khomeini, in which he vowed Iran would keep up attacks on its Gulf neighbors and keep blocking the Strait of Hormuz. This is Outnumbered. I'm Harris Faulkner, here with my co-hosts Kayleigh McEnany and Emily Compagno. Also joining us today, Kennedy, host of...
By the way, Kayleigh McEnany, just as hot in person. I know. I was wearing hunting boots when I met her at the Fox News studio.
Kennedy Saves the World podcast, and Guy Benson, Fox News political analyst and host of The Guy Benson Show on Fox News Radio. Iran's deadly launching attacks on 2 oil tankers near the Strait of Hormuz overnight. The White House has told Fox just in the past hour, quote, President Trump is fully prepared to provide U.S. Navy escorts through the Strait of Hormuz.
They were legitimately like Magellan hunting boots. Like it's just ridiculous that I get invited to go to the Fox News studio back in like 2021 or whatever it was, or 2020, I can't remember. And I wore fucking hunting boots and a Geeks and Gamers hoodie. What kind of retard am I?
If he deems it necessary. Our military has destroyed well over 20 inactive mine-laying boats, with more to come. The Iranian regime is also targeting Israeli cities with ballistic missiles, continuing to. And now they are using cluster munitions against Israeli citizens. They scatter and kill indiscriminately. They're like many bombs coming out of an opening shell of one big missile. Even if the missiles are intercepted, cluster munitions released before the missile is destroyed still make an impact. Iran has been repeatedly accused of using this weapon in civilian areas, a tactic banned by more than 100 nations around the world. Israel estimates half of the ballistic missiles Iran have fired have been cluster munitions, and Iranian attacks are also coming digitally. The pro-regime group is now claiming responsibility and for street credibility for hacking an American medical devices company.
See, has anyone realized, and maybe most of you realize this, but there's so many people on social media that fall for this stuff. Most of these people that are buying into a lot of the stuff out there are too dumb to realize that Iranian state media lies about every fucking thing. Everything. This is something they've been known for forever. They lie to their own people to keep their own people brainwashed. They do this all the fucking time. And there are so many stupid people on social media that don't know this. Like, it's crazy. I mean, we're talking next level stuff. We're not talking about like our media. Our media lies too. We know that. But like, they make up shit that's out of this world to build that narrative.
The attack targeted Stryker. It's based in Michigan. They produce medical equipment, and it caused a global network disruption to their Microsoft apps, the company said in a statement. They literally, Kaylee, watched their cell phones
That's very
and
true.
computers.
That's very true. Iranian people don't buy this shit, but it works on Americans for some reason. That is the truest statement I've heard right there.
They watched information wipe away in real time.
Yeah, it's remarkable to think about as this progresses day by day. If I could, let me focus just for a moment on the energy situation, because the White House just came out with an announcement that they will be suspending the Jones Act. The Jones Act is a 1920 law that mandates that U.S. goods come to the United States on U.S.-made ships, and that there are not goods coming in, foreign goods coming in on foreign flag ships. They're suspending that, and the White House tells me on background that the administration can assure it will not have an impact on shipbuilding. Here's why I bring this up. I know President Trump, the businessman, has thought this through, and I know
we do have a statement from President Trump. So again, I want everybody to understand this is like this is a serious time now. No memes right now. We take we take things seriously in serious times. So this is President Trump. He has a statement. So here we go.
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
All right. Thank you, President Trump. We appreciate the update. Back to the news stories.
because I look at the first Trump term and what he did to make this country a net energy exporter. It's remarkable, all of the work fracking LNG, and it has given us some immunity from gas price increases. We have seen increases, absolutely, at the pump, but they are, I would note, far below the Biden era high. The Biden era high at one point was $4.70. It might have been above that. Now you're seeing prices at the end of yesterday about $3.57. But President Trump has his eye on that. And this action just announced literally moments ago tells me this is a president who's thinking strategically for the American economy, but also thinking down the line. We cannot have Iran have nuclear weapons. 4 presidents have said that. It kills me when the Democrats say, what's the objective here? Well, guess who announced the objective? Obama, Bush, Biden, all of them announced the objective. Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. One president put actions behind the objective, and that same president is looking at the economic.
No, I mean, Obama just gave him billions and billions of fucking dollars. You know, that's all Obama did. And he's like, oh man, if we I'll just give you billions if you guys can just chill. You know, again, that's the Obama administration for you in a nutshell. Let me just apologize for everything. And let me just bend the knee to dictators and terrorists and all of that and give them money and all that shit.
Conditions, and I'm fully confident that he will make the right decision as to when this winds down, keeping all of these factors in mind.
Well, and Kennedy, the president, is also listening to oil traders like Phil Flynn. We had him on last hour. He's listening to, what the
so that's the gist of that right now. So there is more stuff that I want to update everybody on because there's a lot. Now, right here, hang on, find it. I bookmarked this before I saw the Timcast thing, but Alex Jones says there's no evidence that the head of Mossad has been killed by Iranian strikes. I guess that was a story. That said, Iran is starting to win. I'm guessing this is right before Alex went to Timcast. I don't know. Like, Alex better not be out there driving right now, okay? I'm hoping he's not driving after his appearance on Timcast.
Let me just first say that I do not support Israel dragging us into this war 12 days ago.
All right, he doesn't sound too bad right there. But let's hope so. Alex is just drunk all the time. Probably. Look at this right here. Dude, are you kidding me? So with the synagogue attacker, Jake Tapper says, to be crystal clear, we do not know the motivations of the attacker.
We're seeing the real life consequences to the elevation and platforming and legitimizing of anti-Semitic voices. To be crystal clear, we do not know the motivations of the attacker, this would-be mass murderer of Jews. We don't know their political views, but the Overton window, the measure of acceptable discourse, has opened to some of the most hateful anti-Semitic voices out there on the left and the right. We're seeing
CNN gonna CNN, everybody. CNN gonna CNN all day, every day. This is what they do. My goodness, what an absolute joke of a network. My gosh. Let's see here. All see here. Getting all types of messages right now that I have to look at. What is this? I haven't seen this. What is this?
Our new supreme leader is very much alive. Today he went to the beach to walk, enjoy the sun, get a little tan, enjoy delicious margaritas and sexy mamacitas, you know. He totally alive, you guys. He not in a coma in hospital or anything like that. Oh, and he is totally not impotent. His PP works perfectly fine. He laying pipe everywhere he go. Women are like, oh my God, supreme leader is big powerful stallion. His PP works so well. Anyway, everything is fine in Iran. Thank you for asking. Bye-bye.
Holy shit. I will remind you once again that the only reason we are able to see shit like this is because Elon Musk bought Twitter. If it was not for Elon Musk, none of this would be happening. None of this would be happening. Holy crap. That was amazing. He's single, ladies. That's right. All right, let's see. All right, so this just in. Pete Hegseth announces he's established a task force to audit senior service colleges like the National Defense University and Army War College to rid them of DEI-like courses. Round of applause for the GOAT, Pete Hegseth.
Seminars on genocide through the analytic of gender. Sounds interesting. So-called whiteness studies. Courses that celebrate the history of Hamas, where a professor calls Islamist militants and their attacks astounding and incredible. Graduate studies that focus on the abolition of law enforcement. Classes on leadership that are just recycled garbage from the old DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion playbook. These are examples of classes that our leaders in our civilian colleges and universities too often celebrate. The truth is, they help cultivate a radical hate America agenda. And we can't afford that same toxic ideology in America's War Department. It degrades our readiness, it's a risk to our forces,
yes,
and it undermines our mission of peace through strength.
It undermines everything, everything. DEI undermines every fucking thing that it's involved in. I will repeat the same thing that I have said many times about it within the entertainment industry or wherever. It's a fucking disease. It's a disease that ruins everything. If you have just a little bit of DEI, you are inviting the disease into the door and it will spread. Because if there's one person that you have to tap dance around and go, oh, we can't say things around this person because this person, and then at that point, it's just a fucking disease and it starts spreading. Fuck them. Fuck all of them.
War, we have a duty to ensure that our professional military education develops real leaders, warfighters who dominate into the future. We're committed to making our own senior service colleges maintain the highest of standards, that those places align with President Trump's commitment to the American people, that our military will remain the strongest in history. That's why I'm directing the Undersecretary of War for Personnel and Readiness to establish a task force effective immediately. The mission of that task force is to evaluate our senior service colleges, where we educate our own. Think places like the Army War College or National Defense University, the Naval War College, Marine Corps University, or the Air War College, where our senior officers go to continue their education. We're going to ensure that the professors, administrators, and curriculum of those institutions are focused on national security, strategy, history, and overall excellence. Confirm that high standards and meritocracy are forefront, and make sure that what we've seen in our civilian institutions never surface in our military education institutions. Trust me, I've heard
like for all the complaints that's going on, people, why isn't there, again, all I look for is I want equal treatment of your outrage. Okay. So if you're upset over something Trump is doing or the Trump administration, show the same energy towards shit like this, because this is equally as important as the thing that you're angry about. This is equally important to helping this country get out of that hole that the Bidens and the Obamas put us in. So if you're going to be crying about shit, start praising shit like this. That's not going to happen from the Panicans, but I'm just saying.
Heard the stories. I know some of our own senior service colleges, some of those that I just listed, have similar courses and similar ideologies. We need to rip them out, and we're going to. This task force will have 90 days to assess whether our senior service colleges, the list I just provided, are actually effective. They're going to identify any deficiencies and make sure they're focused on core national security issues. We want military leaders who are critical thinkers, that have studied the principles on which our founding fathers established this republic, and that are educated and prepared to win wars. After the wokeness and weakness of Joe Biden's administration, our warfighters deserve training with integrity, where the focus is on the warrior ethos, on deterrence, and on strength. As the Secretary of War, it's my job to make sure those who are rising to the highest of ranks are as prepared as humanly possible. And if we're pulling officers out of civilian universities because they're too woke, then we better make sure our own universities are prepared to do the task properly. And we're going to do that. I look forward to this task force report.
Awesome job from Pete Hegseth. He's doing a great job, and he has proven to be one of the best picks of the entire Trump administration. I know there was a lot of, especially from the left, there was a lot of criticism of Pete Hegseth because of various amount of reasons. And guess what? He's proven all of them wrong. He's an absolute star in this administration, and I think you're going to hear about him a lot into the future. So will be interesting to see. We shall see. All right, let me catch up with some of these super chats really quickly. Got that one from Dark Schwartz. Rising. Marmillin says, sounds good for the snake pit till you realize there's someone named Troons Gurley who wants gay Ramin. Why'd you have to bring that shit up, man? Like we everything was good. We had good, good vibes going. There was some good energy. We're about to break 3,000 viewers. Everybody's rocking and rolling. Our female audience is picked up, and all of a sudden now we've got people that don't even know how to fucking type properly crying. You're a Trump cultist. Could you at least spell correctly if you're going to insult me? That's all I ask. That's all I fucking ask, man. Like, can you just try it again? Just try it one more time, okay? Just slowly. Don't be emotional, okay? Your hands are probably shaking because you're like, I don't know if Jeremy will acknowledge me, but he might. So just don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Listen, it's okay. It's going to be okay. I just need you. Can you just type U-Y? Come on, here we go. Where are we at? Damn it. I thought I saw him. I was going to help you. There's plenty of people in the chat that are typing it too. Okay. Now, while we're waiting for you to gather your emotions, we got a proper 199 from Delona, who says, Hegseth beefcake for the ladies. Is that what I got to do? Is just play Pete Hegseth videos? Is that why the female audience has increased? Because I've been, highlighting Pete Hegseth. I thought it was about me. I thought it was about me. I thought I was the reason the more ladies were tuning in. You're telling me it's not me? I even turned my beauty filter on earlier. What the fuck? All this time I thought it was because of me, and you guys are saying no, it's because you have Pete Hegseth videos up. What the fuck? Listen, don't make me embarrass Pete, okay? Don't make me embarrass Pete. I don't want to do it. All right. I don't want to have to embarrass him. Okay. So thank you, Dylan. I appreciate it. Proper 199 for Pete Hegseth in the house. I am Brockatron says the left will blame Trump for terror and shipping lane attacks, but not the people and ideology that is let in and was already there, allowed to commit the said acts. Profiling saves lives, proven right again. I agree completely. Again, I go back to the Irina girl, Irina Zarutska, I think is how you said her name. The young lady that was murdered on the subway in, was it North Carolina, which is one of the most awful things. And obviously once, cause that happened just a few days or a week prior to the Charlie Kirk assassination. And I got to say, like, that was just, man, that was two seriously effed up situations to go through. But with hers in particular, you know, I mean, ultimately, if she was racist, she might be alive. And I mean, I don't say that disrespectfully towards her. I'm just saying that, you know, I mean, she was not from the area. She was a refugee from Ukraine. And so, but profiling definitely saves lives. It 100% saves lives. It just does. Robo Guy for 10 says, I'm getting black pilled. The GOP, especially Thune, not trying to pass the Save America Act. The Dems leaving us vulnerable to attack. Trump needs to do more to address this. Simply demanding isn't enough. I mean, I get it. I do get it. So I don't, first of all, black pilling is never the way to go. You have to, perspective is what you have to have. And so having perspective is important. Right now, we are in very good shape, all things considered. And that's one thing that happens, especially with social media, is social media doesn't allow perspective to be a thing. And if we are constantly being beaten over the head with the latest news and the latest thing to be freaking out over and all of that, but take a step back and just assess everything and have some perspective that we're in very good shape overall from where we were. Life ain't perfect. Nothing's perfect. And we're dealing with the slime of politics. They're going to always try and stop him, meaning Trump. They're going to slow him down. But we're in very good shape right now. We're in very good shape for many reasons. So just kind of slow your roll. Take a step back. That's all I'm saying. And think about everything within perspective. JDT199 says, just tuning in. Where's the cardboard Jeremy? I said I'd work on it. We will work on it for sure. John freaking Murdoch says, hey, Jeremy, I know I can't spell, but accusing me of crying is a bit much. Happy Jessica. You thought I was going to say accusing, but I'm pretty smart. By the way, I got to correct something right now, okay? I got to correct something. Someone, let me see if I can find this in my mentions on Twitter. I got to go back. Somebody accused me of something that's just, I got to correct the record on this shit, man. I can't accept stuff like this. So, I think it was on my response to the White House thing, where people were upset that I quote tweeted that meltdowns will be glorious, and somebody accused me of something really bad, and I just can't stand for this, man. So let me see if I can find it. Right. Okay, here we go, right here. Okay. So this is my discussion with this guy. So this is my tweet. My tweet says the meltdowns will be glorious. Okay. And so of course, everybody's, you're still, I talked about this guy earlier. You're still supporting a war criminal PDF file protectors. That's wild. I said almost every reply is from a foreign account. Best movie Elon made was letting us see this. You're not going to deflect, blah, 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 blah. I said, not only do I support it, I'm going to pull up your tweets on my next stream and monetize your stupidity. Keep talking. Every word you say is making me more money. He says, I've been a G&G fan and, I'll watch your channel. I've sent you super chats. That's bullshit. So I basically said, like, not only are you retarded, but you're a bad liar. I talk about Trump all the time. The fact that you asked me if I still support Trump proves that you don't watch anything of mine. Go away, foreigner. All right, whatever. Okay, that's fine. That's all fine and dandy. That's not the offensive part. We're going to get to the offensive part right here. Now, you can call me a lot of shit. Okay, you can call me a lot of things, but I draw the line at a certain point that I will not accept. Here we go. Buddy, what exactly were you trying to accomplish? You're talking to a grown-ass American man who ain't exactly known for being sharp, whose biggest achievement was a high school diploma. Who the fuck told you I graduated high school? How dare you accuse me of being a graduate of a high school? How dare you? You can call me a lot of shit, but when you start calling me a high school graduate, that's where I start. Maybe a lawsuit is in order, okay? I might have to sue. I'll be damned if I get accused of having a high school diploma. No. No. That is offensive. I am offended. Okay? I mean, seriously, who the fuck would accuse me of that? I had to show that one, though. But yeah. No, fuck that. I believe, listen, I'm not telling you what you should do with your life. Okay? I'm not. I'm just telling you my opinion. This is not advice in any way, shape, or form. I believe that the public school system is a complete and total scam. I believe that it does nothing to prepare you for the real world. I believe that it is meant to control you. I believe that it's meant to make you believe that you need the system in order to succeed. That is what I believe. And so I think it's completely useless. But that's just my opinion. Okay. You may disagree, and I encourage you to further your education as much as you personally feel. I'm just giving you my opinion. I've always thought it was a scam. I've always thought it was bullshit. And much like how I am on the internet, I got to a point in life early on in school where my sarcasm became what I would do in school to my teachers. I would just use sarcasm because I didn't care. I mean, I literally, like, one time I had a teacher, like, I was failing everything because I wouldn't do my work. I skipped school all the time to play sports, and they were getting on to me and they were going to expel me. So then I sat down and it was like, I don't know, it was 100 fucking problems of math. I did the first 10 problems and got all 10 right, and I turned in the paper with the other 90 not even answered. And the teacher's like, you're going to fail. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like all you're doing is this is designed so you can get a paycheck. Like, I know I don't need to do 100 problems to prove that I know how to do the work. I just need to do 10, but you need us to spend the rest of the day so that you can get your 8 hours so that you can get your paycheck. That's bullshit to me. Like, and everybody else buys into this shit. I'm not. Like, it's bullshit that we are forced to be here. I want to be playing sports. I don't want to sit here in a fucking classroom and prove to you that I know something that I've already proven, you know? So that was how I was. And I just always thought it was bullshit. So, Nandy says, breaking: Trump administration removing oil sanctions off of Russia per Bissett. It's unfortunate. It will benefit Russia, but it's short term. This just happened. Playing sports is slang for doing drugs. No bullshit. I literally would just skip school to play sports. Never done a drug, never smoked a cigarette. And you know, that's something that, do you know what, like, school doesn't teach you? It doesn't teach you how to do your taxes. It doesn't teach you how to, build a business plan. It doesn't teach you how to do a P&L statement. It doesn't teach you any of the things that you need to succeed as an individual. It teaches you the things that make you successful working for somebody else. Working for the man. We're going to teach you how to work for the man. We're going to teach you how to be part of a system. We're going to teach you how to be part of a corporation. Fuck you. Teach me how to be my own man. Teach me how to be my own individual. You know what I mean? So, but Nandy, this is just breaking. Let me look into this and I'll check it out. John freaking Murdoch says Jeremy's low education tax. Absolutely. Let's see. Robo Guy says, I'll give it a try. I know it's important to stay up to date, but maybe getting away from X for a while might help. By the way, I thought about getting into Warhammer 40K. If so, what faction you want to try? I'm not really knowledgeable in Warhammer 40K, and it just seems like overwhelming to get into with all the shit that I'm already into. But I respect it, but I'm not totally into it. As far as getting away from Twitter, I'm just telling you right now, dude. If I didn't do this for a living, if this wasn't my job, I would not be anywhere near Twitter. Twitter is a cancer to your mental health. And I know we meme on the mental health thing because so many people use it in such a pathetic way, but like Twitter truly is bad for your mental health. It's terrible for it. It doesn't help you. It doesn't do anything positive for you. And I've talked about this before, going back to when I was growing up, and looking at how the world was then versus how it is now. The world has always been terrible. We just now know all of the terrible stuff within the world, but the world has not changed. The world has always been a fucked up and terrible place, but we were never fed constant 24-hour attention to every bad news story in the world before the internet. So when I was younger and I'm sitting there playing my G.I. Joes or I'm watching WWF wrestling, I have this romantic idea that, man, back in the 80s, there were no murders. There was no PDF files. The world was just a wonderful place where everyone was nice. No, it wasn't. It was really fucked up then. It's really fucked up now. The difference is I didn't know what was going on in the next neighborhood from me, much less everywhere in the world. Now we are constantly being told what is happening everywhere, all over the world. The worst news in the world is constantly updating all the time. And so, it's just not good for you from that perspective. Now, again, don't get me wrong. I think it's a positive thing that we have all of this, information, but it's what you are able to do with that information or how you're able to handle that information that's important. And some people get really depressed because all they do is hear negative stuff. And I do too. I'm not saying I'm oblivious to this or I'm immune to this. I'm aware of all of this. And sometimes I have to check myself as well. Because if you don't, you're just in this cycle of insanity that you're never going to get out of. You know what I mean? But if I go out, like I'm out all the time, I'm always out and about, and the world's an awesome place. And you just have to have perspective. Perspective is the most important thing I can advise people to have. Packy Proton says, who was the D-Day viewer that had to sleep on the couch via the wife? I don't remember. Peter says, I genuinely forgot what I was going to say, so fuck it. I'm just sending Jeremy money at this point. Lamau, hail the 199. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Packy Proton says, if the ladies are watching this stream, their standards are not high, so I have a chance. Bro, you're not helping. You're not helping yourself, man. You're just not helping yourself. But I thank you, Packing Protons. I really do. Hemorrhoid Hurt says, I knew I could count on you, Mage. You're the best. The joke will be on mic because I'm 60 years old and my dongle won't work properly anyway. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't need to know that information. I didn't. There's just literally no reason I needed that information. But I do appreciate you feeling the need to share that. Chronicling Mayhem says, I got my visa interview in 2027, waiting patiently. Prayers up for you, Sophie. Hope it all works out. Sophie's awesome, by the way. Vault 199 Gaming says, what does copyright under my vid mean? No YouTube email. What does copyright under my vid mean? No YouTube email. I would need more specifics. So, you can there's different copyright claims, then there's copyright strikes. Strikes are very bad. Claims mean that you are using copyrighted material and that the claimant is claiming any revenue that you might be generating because of their copyrighted material. It could be anything. You could have an hour-long video, and if there's like 2 minutes of copyrighted material, they can claim the whole fucking video. It's bullshit. The copyright system on YouTube is completely broken. But without the specifics, I'd need to know what you mean, because you just said copyright. So I don't know if it's a copyright claim. I don't know if it's a copyright strike. Strikes are bad, so hopefully not. But I would need to know more specifics on that. Packy Protons, and also if check your Creator Studio, and you should have a notification for it. Packy Protons says, breaking, Beardo's the new Ayatollah. Hemorrhoid Hurt says, but you're our retardo, Jeremy. Packy Proton says, thanks, X banned me for the cardboard, Jeremy. Is that why I couldn't find it earlier? I was actually pretty interested in that. I was like, why can't I find it? So that's why they banned you for the cardboard, Jeremy? That's pretty wild. And as a matter of fact, because of that, because I was showing you guys this earlier, there are several new cardboard memes, and they are freaking insane. This one's one of my favorites right here. Meet the new boss. You got Trump right there, standing over him. Absolutely fantastic. This might be my favorite one, though. This one is awesome. Okay. This is 10 out of 10. This is what the internet was made for right here. Brockatron says they are offended by the flag because they hate the country. The left defends terrorists over protesters because they hate you. Agreed. Skywalker Diaz says, will there be a cardboard cutout of Krista available for sale? That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. You can ask her. She'll be at the meetup. She'll be at the meetup, so you can ask her. Tommy says, Trump suspending the Jones Act is not a good move. Norv ASKR says, what a high school graduate you are. Narcos says, true sarcasm implies intelligence. Soldier On says, my dad built a ring for my He-Man figures, and I used them as WWF wrestlers. Beastman was a Savage and He-Man was Hulk. Now that is awesome right there. Beastman was Savage and He-Man was Hulk. That is awesome right there. Badass dad. Packy Proton says, self-deprecation is a defense tactic for me. Hey, me too. I feel you on that. Narco says, speed running chats implies Jeremy is ending the stream. That is not true. I am not ending the stream, Narco. Maybe I was, but I'm not now because you called me out. Jay Den says, I think Platoon said if you view the claim in the mobile app, it will show you the exact timestamp that is claimed, so you don't have to guess. Well, either on the app or on the back end on YouTube, it will tell you specifically. So it will tell you. Stream never ends without Sabaton, says Babo Yogi. Biggest balls for 5 says fake tapper is another low T scumbag. That is true. Let's see here. Johnny Wiskin says, you missed 3 of my Rumble rants on the early stream on Monday. I will now be like Laughing Man and say, Jeremy never reads my rants. Well, sometimes it's like I have an extension on Rumble because Rumble sucks. Because I have to have a third-party extension to keep up with them, and sometimes that extension doesn't work properly. Rumble, I'm not even gonna go on a fucking Rumble rant about how they suck, but Rumble sucks. So, am I frozen again? Am I unfrozen now? Okay, I wanted to show this really quick because I saw it actually on Tim Pool talking about the White House UFC event, and Joe Rogan had some stuff to say about that. Right here. Here we go. All right. So we have the UFC fight at the White House, and Joe Rogan brought this up.
Are you excited for the White House card? That looks really good.
Yes. I'm excited. It sounds crazy. I know it's going to be very high security and high stress and weird to have a fight at the White House in the middle of a fucking war. But I would hope the war will be sorted out by June, but quite honestly, I'm not confident that that's going to be the case.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so that would be weird.
Yeah.
Having this very high profile event where everybody's in one place at one time right there.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not excited to be
Well,
there?
that seems like
Yeah.
seems like you're asking for
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that at all.
How could you not think of that?
Well, because
Literally
I'm
at
not
the
going to
White
be
House.
there. You're the one that has to think of it.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the White House card?
It's an interesting point, but I'm not overly worried about it personally. I mean, but I get Joe Rogan's concern because he has to be there. And then we had Dana White right here. Dana White confirms tickets for the White House card will be absolutely free. I didn't know that.
The way that the White House is laid out, you got the White House, you got the South Lawn, and then there's a road, and then the ellipse is a park that's right there. We're going to be ticketing 85,000 people in the ellipse, and the tickets are free. And we'll announce how we're going to be giving them away soon. But you should plan on going to Washington, D.C. for this event. The way that the White...
I didn't know they were free. That's kind of crazy. Now, let's address what Joe Rogan said. When is this event? A couple of months from now, right? Like I am very confident. Obviously, I don't know, but I'm extremely confident that this conflict will be completely over before then. It will be completely over. So I'm not even like, I don't think that's, I said June. Okay. Yeah. So there's no way. I don't think so. I don't think that this is going to be happening. Now, the after effects, maybe that's a thing, but I'm not worried about that. Now, in terms of going to the event, I don't know, man. I'm not sure I want to go to it. I tend to not want to go to things like just because I'd rather just stay home, be lazy. And that's my thing. But it does sound cool, and it's going to be a spectacle. And I can't wait. I can't wait. Washington, D.C.'s well protected AF. Yeah. Why not just $5 or $10? I guess it's symbolic. You know what I mean? I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, like, just for us, like, people have asked me 100 times, like, why don't you guys charge for your meetups? And it's like, it's symbolic, man. Like, we are getting to a point where, because of the amount of people that are showing up, it's becoming very difficult to run these things for free for us. But it's symbolic of, like, thank you for what you guys do for us. Like, yeah, man, I could make a lot of money off meetups, and maybe we'll get to a point where we have to do that down the road. But, like, we're just thankful that we're able to do this stuff. You know what I mean? And so I just think that it's symbolic for the UFC to do that. I can only tell you from my perspective, it's symbolic for why we do the free meetups, but it is getting very costly. And, like, even like with what we're doing, thankfully, well, again, we could put on a better event if we charged $5 or $10 or whatever it was. We could put on a better event, but we do it for free. And, you know, we don't have the entire place because of that. But, like, in the future, we could potentially do something like that down the road. So freedom cost $1.05. That's right. Freedom cost $1.05. Charge $1 to shake Ryan's hand. Narco says, don't be fooled. This is Jeremy setting up his next grift. Man, if that was the case, I would have done this shit a long time ago, because back in 2023, I lost $20,000 on a meetup. So that's the last time I paid for a spot, because we had that place and it was $20,000 that I spent and charged nobody. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, why the fuck didn't I charge people for this shit? But, you know, we're okay. Packet Proton says breaking. Iran just fired at a nuclear weapons storage facility. Vault 199 says Dan Vask music, no notifications and 5 subs. Thanks, though. Dark Red Knight says Jeremy's not a true Earnhardt fan and he's not gay. Alex Arrow Cave says IDOT shirt will be here Monday. Meta PC code 199. What's a good day to give Krista gifts, says Keenan. I would think probably the Saturday meetup is probably the best time to do that. Got to do a 199 super chat for Jeremy to talk to you at the meetup. Boy, I'd make a lot of fucking money if I did that. But no, you can talk to me for free. I'll accept super chats. The one year I had a super chat tip jar. And I was like, right here. I was like, you don't have to pay shit, but we do have a super chat tip jar. If you choose to want a super chat, you can do it right here in person. Might do that shit again. But we will have merch for sale at the meetup this year, though. I don't know how much yet, but I will let you know. Do you like Mark Hamill, $400 to talk to? I kind of want to meet Mark Hamill. I do. I really, really want to meet Mark Hamill. Because I want to meet Mark Hamill and I want to, I'd be willing to pay. And I go up to Mark Hamill and I would say, Mark, thank you so much. You meant so much to me when I was growing up. Return of the Jedi was the first Star Wars movie I watched and you defined my childhood and I really appreciate it. And I want you to know that as I've gotten older, Donald Trump is far more important to me than you ever were. But I do appreciate what you meant to my childhood. That's what I want to say to him. Like in the most genuine way possible. I want to say that to him. That Donald Trump means more to me than you ever did. But I do appreciate you. I really do. Kate says, are we still live? Sabaton will close us out tonight just for you, Kate. Just for you. Packy Proton says, I DM'd you the cardboard, Jeremy. I got to see this. We got to see this. You would have to record it. I know. Let me see. Why don't I see it? I'm looking to see. Twitter DMs are just bad. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, come on. What the fuck? Why am I short and fat? This is terrible. I look like Kada. That looks nothing like me. What the fuck? It looks like I look like I'm 5'1" and probably like 250 pounds. I look like Kada. Jeremy hitting the buffet. Oh, man. That is fantastic. Hey, I respect it. Good job right there. Jeremy, that is so bad. Oh, man. Holy shit. That's funny, though. Good stuff right there. Good stuff. That was like a short Latino dancer. Chad says, put Ryan in a dunk tank, charge $3 for 3 balls, have Ryan talk trash to you, would make a killing. Honestly, man, that is a phenomenal idea. I'm not even like, I hope Tommy's watching right now. Tommy, this is a future idea. Tommy, we have to do this. We have to have a dunk tank for Ryan. And Ryan will just cuss people out and insult them the whole time. And they will just try to sink him. That would be awesome right there. Cardboard Beardo. Holy shit. Summer of Doom says, can't go to the meetup, tax, family obligations, and junk. Well, I am sorry to hear that. Maybe next time. This whole G&G cruise thing is starting to shape up about like, if it's going to happen, it could happen. There's ideas, there's discussions. It will be a con at sea. That's the point behind it. But it'll be a pretty penny, but it'll be worth it if we could pull it off. And if we could literally sell, if I gave everybody a year and a half, and if we could sell between 500 and 700 tickets, we would be able to control almost the entire ship. That means everything would be controlled by us. We would have panels for Friday Night Tights, panels for daily, panels for main event, Cobra Cast. We'd have comedy shows from comedians. We'd have a musician segment. We'd have all this shit. We would have the whole fucking ship if we could sell that many. But it's a lot. It's a lot to put together. But if we could move enough tickets, the entire ship would be from the Fellowship and the 199. That would be the coolest thing ever. It really would. So, but that's the point. So the thing about a con is that I've looked into it. Other people have looked into it. And the bottom line is none of us, even if we all put our resources together, none of us can pull off a con. There is so much red tape and bullshit to put on a legitimate convention that there's just no way. But when you talk about a cruise, it eliminates all of that red tape. There are so many permits, there's insurance, there's all this stuff that just goes into the con stuff. And it's so overly political. And it's just, we've looked into it. It's just too much shit, dude. It's crazy to put these things together. So do a tour like the Unsub guys. That's been something we've discussed as well. So John freaking Murdoch says short little cardboard Jeremy tax. I will keep you guys posted. We're working on it right now to try to put something together. We got some people working on it. So we'll see. Zachary says Ben and Megan are fighting on X again. Grab the popcorn. Did you see their latest exchange? No. Hang on. So Ben Shapiro and Megan Kelly are fighting. Let's see here. Well, the latest. Okay, here we go. All right, bookmark this. Let me bookmark that. Okay. Oh shit, what just happened? Whoa. Okay, so Ben Shapiro called her a coward. And whoa. Megan Kelly is a coward. And Piers Morgan is a click whore. None of this has anything to do with Israel or the Jews. And criticism isn't censorship. Stop your whiny, juicy Smollett fake victim routine. Whoa.
Josh.
Whoa, buddy.
Says, quote, Dear Ben, I've been watching a lot of your adversarial interviews lately, and I've noticed that once they run out of arguments, they always fall back on the Israel issue. Yeah, I noticed that too. I noticed this especially in Megyn Kelly's defense of Tucker Carlson, where she claimed that your issue with him and recently her all boiled down to Israel, which I believe is an incorrect characterization. They just find it convenient to blame Israel instead of facing the actual points you are making. My question is, how do you deal with people like this? People that anytime you disagree with them, just say the reason you disagree with them is because of Israel. I like the way Matt Walsh said it, people that are Israel first, but from the opposite direction, meaning the first thing they care about is being anti-Israel. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So yes, they're lying.
So let me give you my thoughts on this. So again, so we're at a point where we have Little Ben Shapiro. Okay. We have Megyn Kelly. We have Tucker Carlson. We have Piers Morgan. Like there's a lot of people that are intertwined in this right now. Okay. So just to be clear, there's a lot. Now, with that said, there's a couple of ways we can approach this. All of these are mainstream people that I think are laughable at this point in time. I truly don't care. what happens with any of this. So I would say my stance on this is pretty clear. And I think all of you would agree with me on what my stance on it is. And I see a lot of popcorn emojis in the chat, which agreed. This is my stance on it right here.
Let them fight.
Let them fight.
Israel first, but from the opposite direction, meaning the first thing they care about is being anti-Israel. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So yes, they're lying. Megyn is lying, and so is Tucker. I mean, period. They're just lying. Okay. I started originally criticizing Tucker Carlson for his economic programs back in 2018. And then in the more modern post-Fox iteration of Tucker, I started criticizing Tucker over his going to Russia to sniff the bread and kiss Vladimir Putin's ass. My generalized critique of Tucker in the last few months has been, one, he hosted and glossed a Nazi, Nick Fuentes, which doesn't have to do with Israel. It has to do with glazing a Nazi, Nick Fuentes. And then I just...
Donuts in the chat.
Speech at Heritage, in which I went through the fact that Tucker Carlson is in no way, shape, or form a traditional conservative. That he's a conspiratorial near anarchist at this point. Seeking...
I don't know. So again, let me be clear. I'm not going to pretend to know what is or isn't Nick Fuentes's motivation. But what I do believe, and there are people that may have a better answer than I do. I believe Nick Fuentes is an agent of chaos. That's what I think he is. I don't think that I think he has some beliefs, of some core beliefs, but ultimately a lot of what his shtick is to counter people like Ben Shapiro, who he feels kind of wronged him in the past. And, you know, like this whole thing where vote Democrat, he knows that's going to piss people off and he just runs with it. And I mean, it's just what he does. And I think that he is an agent of chaos where he just likes ruffling feathers.
To tear down the fundamental ideas and institutions of the United States. Go watch the Heritage speech. I believe Israel is mentioned once in a 35-minute speech that is all about Tucker's general view of the world and how it does not represent traditional conservatism in any way. Megyn is even more dishonest. I've literally never, not once, mentioned Megyn Kelly, never, in the context of Israel. Ever. My critique of Megyn Kelly began when, and again, go back and watch the tape because it's all on tape, gang. Go back and watch the tape. Megyn wanted me to come and do one of her live events, which we did for free, obviously. It came down as a favor to Megyn because Megyn and I were friendly. And of course, we'd had a long-standing business relationship in which we had really, really helped her launch her business, which she freely admits or admitted at the time. I don't know if she does anymore. She used to have me on her Fox News show sometimes. Now I see she's taking credit for my entire career. Well, congrats, Megyn, I suppose. And see if you're happy about your decisions. I disagree about my career trajectory, but that's fine. If you want to take credit, sure. In any case, my critique of Megyn on the stage was, why don't you call out Candace Owens for implicating Erica Kirk in the murder of Charlie Kirk? That was my critique on the stage. And why don't you call out Tucker Carlson for glazing Nick Fuentes, the leading enemy of Charlie Kirk? Because Nick Fuentes hated, despised Charlie Kirk, and the feeling was mutual.
Ben using the term glazing is really cringe. Now, again, I will just go back to, I can't tell you the last time that there were this many personalities in a kind of a shitstorm. I don't have any loyalty towards any of these people. I would probably by default say because Megyn Kelly's hotter, I'd probably just say, I'd take her because she's like super hot. But that's really the only qualifier I have. I don't like any of these people. And I think that they're all phony and they're frauds and they're from the mainstream. But yeah.
Cool. That was my critique of Megyn. And then she went on to claim that I was lying about Candace and that actually Candace was even quote unquote defending in her own way, Erica Kirk. Well, that didn't age amazing, as it turns out. And then at TPUSA, I called out Candace and Tucker for refusing to call out Candace Owens for what she had been doing to Erica Kirk. for refusing to tell the truth on issues and instead programming toward the clicks, for their unique cowardice in making conspiratorial claims without evidence about, say, Jeffrey Epstein and President Trump. I did not mention Israel one time in the TPUSA speech. 0 is the number of times I mentioned Israel. So
it's really though, but you are like, that is what you always like. You get overly emotional when the Israel thing you bring it up all the time. Ben Shapiro is overly emotional on the Israel topic, and that is just something he can never get away from. He cannot speak on Israel without being overly emotional and contradicting himself all the time, constantly. Now, whether you brought it up in this specific instance or not really is irrelevant to the fact that you have made it known that that is your number one issue, no matter what.
Here's what's actually happening. What's actually happening is that there is a game that has now emerged on this part of the right. The game goes something like this. I don't accuse you of anti-Semitism. You instead claim that I did. And then you say, how dare he call me an anti-Semite? He's trying to cancel me. It's the Jussie Smollett of political claims. You attack yourself, and then you claim that I attacked you as an anti-Semite. That's absurd. I think that Tucker Carlson has fostered anti-Semitism by having on some of the worst anti-Semites in America over and over and over, and then essentially laundering their views. I have never remotely called Megyn Kelly an anti-Semite, nor, by the way, did I call Piers Morgan an anti-Semite.
To be fair to Ben, I do feel that Megyn Kelly has kind of looped him into going after her when he's never gone after her. If I'm being as fair as possible, because I don't like Ben Shapiro, but if you've actually listened to how some of this has happened, she has 100% tried to pretend that Ben has labeled her that. And he hasn't, that I know of. However, he does have no problem throwing that around.
I said that his show is the Jerry Springer of politics, a clown car of stupidity, and it is. That's all. That's literally all. I didn't say that he should be taken down. I didn't say that people should stop watching his show if they want to. I said I did not wish to appear in the clown car of stupidity, which seems to me an aspect of free speech. I don't have to associate with Piers' dumb show. I mean, lots of people like it. Good for him. And Piers measures his morality by clicks, and so I assume he sleeps fine at night. That's fine. That's his prerogative. It's a free country.
So the fuck do you, Ben Shapiro? How much money does the Daily Wire put into your Facebook bullshit? Hang on. Don't play that fucking game with Ben Shapiro, acting like you don't fucking care about clicks with your fake bullshit, with this fake Facebook marketing right here. Hang on. How much money does the Daily Wire put into Facebook marketing? Let's see. I mean, I'm looking up websites right now, but it's very much known that the Daily Wire pumps millions and millions and millions of dollars into Facebook to elevate Ben Shapiro. I don't care about clicks. I don't care about clicks. Okay, whatever.
But let's be real. The tactic that is currently being used by all of these figures is a preemptive claim that people are calling you anti-Semitic. And then they say, and I'm not anti-Semitic. Really, they're just mad at me because of Israel. So it's a two-step, none of which is true. I didn't call Megyn anti-Semitic. I didn't call Piers anti-Semitic. I didn't even critique Megyn on her Israel position. In fact, Megyn and I have had many conversations off the air about Israel and the situation in the Middle East, in which I have said to her that I think that many of her critics over her policies on Israel up till now were wrong and misguided. In fact, I said that on her own show. But again, honesty is not a top priority for many of these people. The grift is the priority. The clicks are the priority. I stand by every single word I said at that TPUSA speech. There are an enormous group of people in the commentariat, an enormous number of people in this space whose chief desire is for fame and clicks. That is what they care about. And so the principles morph over time. Now, listen, I don't think Piers' principles ever morphed. I don't think Piers had any principles. I think his principle was always clicks. I think that for Megyn, Maybe she had principles at one point. I'm not sure anymore. Because again, this would all.
Ben's principles are Donald Trump is a racist and a sexist and a misogynist, and I'm never going to support him. Oh, man, Trump has got the nomination in 2016. I guess I'll support him. Oh, wow, I was wrong about Donald Trump. He turned out to be a great president and great for the conservative movement. Oh, wow, they stole an election from Trump. Oh, wow, Trump is running again in 2024. I think I'll support DeSantis. Mr. Principles right here.
I'll stop very easily if, for example, Megyn Kelly had the stones to actually just condemn Candace Owens for what she's been doing. That's been my critique for months, and she still hasn't done it.
If Megyn Kelly had stones, that'd be a problem. Probably for a different reason than Ben's talking about, but I'm just going to say, for the record, I'm glad Megyn Kelly doesn't have stones.
She said she would die before she did it. That's her principle. Okay. All right. And again, as for Piers, I'm still bewildered as to why Piers is so pissed off. Seriously. Stop being a pissy little bitch. Seriously. It's really kind of ridiculous. I said that I don't want to go on your show. Oh, wah. I'm sorry. I said that I think your show's Jerry Springer. That you fill up the screen with a 6-box of people, none of whom you would want to talk to in a cafe. And then you have them argue with each other and yell at each other and scream.
And by the way, Piers has responded to this. I'll reply to Little Benji's latest hissy fit on tomorrow's Piers Morgan with a special guest specially booked to make him throw another toddler tantrum. So and I like how, yes, he is insulting Gary right here. So here we go.
And again, as for Piers, I'm still bewildered as to why Piers is so pissed off. Seriously. Stop being a pissy little bitch. Seriously. It's really kind of ridiculous. I said that I don't want to go on your show. Oh, wah. I'm sorry. I said that I think your show's Jerry Springer. That you fill up the screen with a 6-box of people, none of whom you would want to talk to in a cafe. And then you have them argue with each other and yell at each other and scream. You have Cenk Uygur with his head blowing up like a red balloon on the air next to Norman Finkelstein, next to whatever kook you found on a street corner.
That's Gary. Gary's the kook on the street corner. But you know what's worse than being the kook on the street corner? Being the guy that is available if the kook on the street corner is not available, which is me. I'm the backup quarterback to the kook on the street corner. How fucking terrible is that? Holy shit.
Next to maybe one legitimate person. And then you're like, this is a solid debate. Okay, you want to do that? That's your choice, my dude. You can. But I don't understand why it's not my choice to say I don't wish to participate in your dumb show. And why that somehow represents censorship. That is not censorship. You don't have to come on my show. I don't have to come on your show. Nobody has to go on anybody's show. And I'm not saying that people can't watch your show or that you should be deplatformed. The expansion of censorship to include, I'm not allowed to somehow criticize Megyn Kelly for her cowardice, and she's a coward. Or that I'm not allowed to criticize Piers Morgan for being a click whore, and yes, he's a click whore. Or that I'm not allowed to criticize Tucker Carlson for being a nut, because he's being a nut. And that somehow these critiques amount to a campaign of cancellation or censorship. That's weird to me.
You're only one injury from being in the big time, Jeremy. I'm just waiting for Gary to be my Drew Bledsoe.
One final note here. I saw that Megyn yesterday suggested that I'm in a mood to just throw people out of the conservative movement. People like Piers. Piers Morgan was never a conservative. What the hell are you talking about? My entire point at the Heritage Foundation speech that I did last December, and again, go back and listen to it, was any movement must have ideological borders. If people reflect views that are not inside those borders, they are not in the movement, and they certainly are not leaders of the movement. They can be fellow travelers. They can vote however they want. It's a free country. But the fact that Megyn is considering Piers, quote unquote, part of the conservative movement is astonishing to me, because Piers holds almost zero seriously conservative positions. But, you know, I guess that they've locked arms because it's all about the clicks, baby.
Oh my goodness. So again, Piers Morgan responds to Ben Shapiro with this image right here, which is freaking phenomenal. All right. And so I'll reply to Little Benji's latest hissy fit on tomorrow's Piers Morgan with a special guest specially booked to make him throw another toddler tantrum. I can't wait to see this now. I am completely invested. And then Ben says, never stop click whoring. So that's what Ben had to say. And then Megan Kelly says, a poor little Ben, and I do mean little, desperate for me to protect him. Holy crap. Everybody's calling him little. Everybody is calling him little. Are you kidding me? This is amazing. But ultimately, I think that this is all hilarious because you've got a bunch of mainstream people that are just fighting with each other, and it's glorious. So between Megan and Piers and Ben Shapiro and Tucker Carlson, they're all mainstream people, and it's just funny to watch it all play out. So I have no sympathy for any of them, and I'll just continue to sit back with popcorn and watch it all play out because it's glorious. Aaron James for 20 says, I'll be that guy. The ladies didn't receive a proper celebration for the 199 earlier. Tonight we could, out of appreciation. Murdoch and Nandy have earned Haba or Tulsi. I'd say input chat, hail to the snake pit ladies. Okay, so I'll be that guy. The ladies didn't receive a proper celebration for the 199 earlier. Tonight we could, out of appreciation. Murdoch and Nandy have earned Haba or Tulsi, I'd say. Input chat. So are you saying you want me to play something for the ladies? Or are you saying I should play something for the guys from the ladies? I'm not sure. Okay. So let me see what the chat has to say. Let's see. Please no Sweeney. Well, you know what's going to happen when you say that. Let's hit the greatest hits, okay? Let's do the greatest hits.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have every...
Oh, y'all wanted one for the ladies. Oh, okay.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and then they got go up. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Pink Lady knows us. I'm used to Jeremy's nonsense. Oh, man. I mean, we could just put that on rotation. I think that'll make everybody happy. All right. So, peak male performance. Monica Sherman says, gee, thanks, D-Day Cobra. I appreciate it. All right. So, I got to get to the rest of these. You guys are insane. John Freaker Murdoch says, Rush Limbaugh used to say the kooks were the keepers of odd knowledge. That would be Gary and Ryan, to be fair. And Ryan. Aaron James says, seriously, though, where can you communicate with the ladies who understand the snake pit, have a sense of humor, share similar political views? I mean, the Discord is probably one of the better places to connect with people. Hoping the Reddit community kind of takes off. And we have the snake pit on Twitter and the Geeks and Gamers community on Twitter. So, and Aaron James says, just saying, more reasons to attend. Orlando gents, sorry in advance, ladies. Ask Jeremy what the average shirt size ordered is. Hail, ladies. That's right. Again, it's going to be huge. It's going to be one of the biggest events we've ever put on. I don't know how many people will be at the panel. I'm expecting I mean, I would love to get that room like a little over halfway full if we can. The room holds like 1,000 people. So if we get 500 people at the panel, I think that'll be awesome. I think that'll be super cool. Yeah, you know, time will tell. Mr. Blue Sky says, I would go on a cruise con tax. A lot of people seem interested in that. Packet Proton says, DM'd you to Cardboard Beardo. Oh boy. Moldy Ace says, this is for the Meet Mark Hamill fun. Nas says, call it con cruise. Gary grows his hair out and I'll follow him with a fan to keep it blowing. Site Team says, you think Megan lets him wear the hat? The Sean 2 says, unrelated to the stream, but hey, Jeremy, One Piece season 2 is so good. I heard you were watching it too. Any chance you could do a review on the G&G channel? I'm gonna, as soon as this stream ends, I'm gonna go and start watching again. But I am early on into season 2 and I fucking love it. All right. So I love One Piece, and season 2 is off to a great start so far. So I'm hoping to finish it this weekend, but it's on point, man. I love One Piece so much, and season 2 so far, I've seen some people trying to complain about it being cheesy. I'm like, what are you talking about? Of course it's cheesy. It's awesome. Fucking love it, man. So thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. Whiskey Niner says, rather watch a fig in his room with G.I. Joes than all these snobby, whiny twats piss and moan. I appreciate that. That's very nice. Eddie says, Ben is still a juice transformer. BMCB says, Gary catching strays tax. The Under Armour Gamer says, Ben wishes Megan has stones. Rye the Guy says, remember Austin Powers and the guy with the mole? Now look at Ben's brows. Little Gray Cells says, Ben Shapiro trying to look like 80s Tom Selleck. Zachary says, Ben, Megan, and Piers are all correct about each other. It's hilarious. Cardboard Beardo says, Durka. And again, Delona with that proper 199. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, as always. Over on Rumble, Ben Shapiro couldn't whip cream. Dad joke for the 199. Ben is such a little retard with a bitch voice. He is losing popularity. He really is. You need to finish Tulsa King. I know. There's so many fucking shows that I'm trying to keep up with. With that said, we're going to end it right here. Keena says, I plan to watch the Madison on Saturday. That is Taylor Sheridan's new show, so I'm looking forward to that one. But thank you all so much. It's been a fun night. Now, again, just to be clear, starting tomorrow is when I'm going to be starting getting busy, but I'm not going to be completely off the radar until probably Wednesday through Sunday. That doesn't mean I won't stream. It just means my streams are going to be hit or miss from Wednesday to Sunday because I've got a lot going on and a lot of preparation for MegaCon. But I will be live tomorrow. I don't know what time. So I don't know yet, but I will be live tomorrow at some point and this weekend as well. And yeah, looking forward to it. So it's going to be fun. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with all of you at MegaCon and our meetup. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good night. And we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone. Shit, I did forget Sabaton. All right, here we go. Somebody said it. Who said that? Who said Sabaton? Johnny said Sabaton, and then Coopster drops a 10 and says, you missed my other 10 tonight, so I'll send it again. Great show and thank you. I wouldn't troll you. You didn't expect me to come back. You thought I was about to end it, and you sent this with the intention thinking you were going to troll me, and I fucking showed back up. This is for Kate. Sabaton, we're out.